Erica here. I'm here today to talk to you about my favorite quick reads. These are books that can generally be read in 1 or 2 sittings that I have really enjoyed, which is strange for me because I have a hard time really getting into something when it's very short. So I have 5 of my favorite quick reads to share with you today. The first one I have is probably no surprise. This is Animal Farm by George Orwell. This was originally published in 1946 and is a satire about farm animals who try to overthrow their human rulers and make their own government. Of course, this doesn't end quite as they planned, and this is just a really insightful little book. The next one I have is Julie Otsuka's The Buddha in the Attic. This was published in 2011, and it's told in 8 sections about women who were brought from Japan to the United States as picture brides in the early 1900s. And it follows them all the way from the time that they arrive up to Japanese internment in the U.S. during World War II. There are no kind of continuous characters in the book. Some of it is told in the first person plural, which is very interesting, and it's just kind of a generalized view of these women's experiences. It's very deep, it's very moving, and it definitely broke my heart, and I highly recommend it. I did read this in 1 sitting. Next, I have a children's classic, and that is Peter Pan by JM Barrie. I am kind of obsessed with all things Peter Pan. I love this story ever since I saw the Disney movie edition when I was a kid. This US edition was originally published in 1911 and is, of course, the story of Peter and the darling children and how he whisked them away to Neverland. If you've never read the text but have seen the movies, I highly recommend that you read the original because it is absolutely stunning and a little bit darker than the movie versions. Also, I just have to say, this is the Puffin Chalk edition, and it is beautiful. And look at the back. I love it. Next, I have Ellen Foster by Kaye Gibbons. This is a tiny piece of Southern United States fiction, and it is a coming-of-age tale about Ellen Foster, who's growing up in the rural South, and the challenges that she has to overcome. This was actually a signed reading for me in high school, and it's one of the books that I remember really connecting with at that age, because I did not do a lot of my assigned reading. If you love Southern literature or coming-of-age tales, I highly recommend that you check this out, and again, it is a little tiny thing. And lastly, I have Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. This list would not be complete without an Edith Wharton novella. This, if you have not read it, I think that this is an excellent place to start with Wharton. It is one of her most famous works. It's also one of her most heart-wrenching works. This was also originally published in 1911, and it is a small-town story about a man who falls in love with his wife's cousin, and the tragedy that ensues. It is absolutely stunning, as all of Wharton's works are, and you should definitely check it out. So those are some of my favorite quick reads. Please tell me what your favorite quick reads are. I'd be happy to hear about them. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.